My uncle's $10 million company went to whoever could crack his final code in 48 hours, and my Harvard-educated siblings hired hackers while I remembered the bedtime stories he told me. Uncle Elijah died in his Seattle penthouse, fingers still on his laptop. At the will reading, the lawyer's voice was flat until he reached the twist. To my nieces and nephews, I leave controlling shares of DataCrypt Solutions. On one condition. I've encrypted the transfer file. The password is a single phrase, exactly 17 words long. You have 48 hours. Whoever unlocks it gets everything. The others get nothing. No teams, no outside help. My siblings exploded. Octavia, the Ivy League venture capitalist, demanded if this was even legal. Sterling, the startup tech genius, bragged he'd crack it in 6 hours. Magnolia, the hedge fund legend, started allocating $500,000 in consulting before we even left the room. Then all three of them looked at me. I'm Phoenix Castellano, state school literature degree, community college writing teacher, $43,000 a year, and a 12-year-old car with the check engine light permanently on. What are you going to do, Phoenix? Sterling smirked. Write a poem at it? I just said, I'm going to remember. At home, I didn't even plug in the USB at first. I made tea. I pulled out dusty journals from when I was 9, 10, 11. Saturdays with Uncle Elijah when everyone else was too busy being brilliant, and he told me weird fairy tales about dragons who learned to sing and princesses who saved themselves. When I finally opened the file, the terms were brutal. Military-grade encryption, 1 password attempt every 5 minutes, 100 tries total. Brute force would take billions of years. My siblings texted updates all night. 30 attempts, Sterling wrote. Tried birthdays, addresses, favorite books, nothing yet. 73 attempts, Octavia said. I'm talking to top security experts. There has to be a backdoor. 86 attempts, Magnolia whispered over the phone. I'm running out of ideas. How many have you used? She asked. I lied. 5. The truth? I'd used 1. Because around dawn, I found a line I'd copied from one of his stories. The boy who tried to collect stars in jars and watched them die in his hands. Underneath, in my 11-year-old handwriting, I'd written the sentence Elijah ended with. 17 words exactly. The most valuable things in life cannot be possessed, only appreciated by letting them remain free and wild. My hands shook as I typed. All lowercase, spaces only. 17 words, 5-minute countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. The screen flickered, then decrypted. Documents filled the screen. Transfer papers, access codes, and a video file. My uncle appeared older, tired, but smiling straight into the camera. Phoenix, if you're watching this, you figured it out. I'm not surprised. You were always the smart one. Not the richest, not the loudest, the one who actually listened. Your siblings would turn this company into a profit machine for whoever pays the most. You'll use it the way I meant it, to protect freedom, privacy, and people who don't have power. He paused. The real encryption wasn't in the file. It was in the stories, in the time we spent together. When the video ended, my phone exploded with calls. Sterling, what approach are you using? I'm at 93 attempts. I already unlocked it, I said. Silence. Then, that's impossible. You don't have the technical skills. You're right, I told him. I had something else. Octavia threatened lawsuits. Magnolia cried that it wasn't fair because he'd spent more time with me. But courtrooms don't care about hurt egos. The judges saw years of emails where my uncle invited all of us to dinner, to coffee, to holidays. 3 siblings were too busy. 1 showed up. The inheritance stayed mine. Running a cybersecurity company is nothing like teaching community college. I hired people smarter than me. I learned encryption. Slowly. I turned down an $8 million government surveillance contract and opened a division that gives free protection to journalists and activists instead. We still make money, but we don't sell our soul. 5 years later, when people asked how I beat 3 geniuses, I told them the truth. It wasn't a hacking story, it was a listening story. A story about a man who hid a kingdom inside 17 words and left it to the only person who cared enough to remember them. You said,